Imagine a room. The windows are nailed shut. The doors are double locked from the inside. There is absolutely no way in and no way out. But in the middle of the room lies a dead body, brutally murdered. This isn't a Sherlock Holmes novel. This happened in Denver in 1941. The police was baffled. They called it the ghost murder because the only thing that could ever enter the dead house and vanish into thin air was something that wasn't human. Philip Peters didn't believe in ghosts. But the weeks before his death, he told his neighbors that his house felt sick. He was living alone, but he was never alone. He would turn off the lights downstairs, go to bed, and hear footsteps in the kitchen. Heavy, dragging footsteps. He would find bread crusts on the floor. He would hear the toilet flush when the house was empty. Philip thought he was losing his mind. One night, he grabbed a gun and searched every inch of the house. He checked the closets, under the beds, behind the curtains. Nothing. Empty. He didn't know that while he was searching, a pair of eyes was watching him. From the shadows in the corner, but from above. October 17th, neighbors found Philip's dead body. It was a bloodbath. He was beaten to the death with an iron stove shaker. The violence was extreme, personal. Police arrived and sealed the house. They checked forced entry. None. They checked for fingerprints. None. It was impossible. How does a killer walk through the walls? How does he disappear without a trace? The detectives sat in that living room for hours, smoking cigarettes, terrified by the logic of it all.
Another stiff on the checkered floor.
Yeah. This stove shaker looks interesting. Bag it.
They didn't know that the ghost was still there, lying flat on his stomach, just 3 feet above their heads, holding his breath. After the funeral, the house was sold. A young family moved in. They thought the horror was over. They were wrong. The ghost hadn't left. The new wife started hearing too. scratching inside the walls. A tremble smell that came and went, the smell of rotting sickness and unwashed skin. One night, she saw it. A pale, skeletal face pressed against the window glass, looking in. She screamed, but when the lights came on, it was gone. The legend grew, the Denver ghost. But ghosts didn't steal food. Ghosts didn't leave dirty footprints. It take 9 months. Neighbors kept calling police. They saw shadows. They saw light flickering in the empty house. Police thought it was just a prankster. So 2 officers decide to end the rumors. They hide in the living room and the pitch black, waiting for the intruder. They expected a teenager or a thief. What they saw was worse. They heard a teeny creak, and then Theodore proved that you don't need ghosts to be haunted. You just need a small space and a person crazy enough to feed inside it. Philip Peters checked his logs. He checked his closets. But he made one fatal mistake. He didn't never look up. So, tonight, before you turn off the light, check the ceiling.